Hey you guys, I am Senior Gold Ambassador Shara Ogden with Plexus Worldwide, and I want to share my testimony. I want you to know that Plexus doesn't guarantee solving any health problems. It doesn't guarantee to be the solution to any financial issues that you may have. Plexus simply guarantees that their products do what they say they do, and there's clinical testing to prove it. So I'm going to share my testimony, and this is my story. This is not endorsed by Plexus. And I wanted to specifically focus on the fact that I am a double weight loss surgery patient. I had reached the 300 pounds in 2007, and I decided that it was time that I do something about my health because I had, at the time, two small children. One of them was 6 months old and one was a year and a half, almost 2. So I reached out to a very wonderful surgeon who recommended the Lapband. So I had gastric lap band, and at the time that I did it, the only things that were approved from the FDA standard was gastric bypass, Roux-en-Y, or gastric lap band. Stomach stapling was the thing of the past. Nobody was doing that anymore, and gastric sleeve was still unresearched and unapproved by the FDA. So I focused on the one that I felt left my body the most intact. Should anything go wrong, I could always reverse it, and it kind of kept me whole the way God intended for me to be. So I had gastric lap band done in, April of 2007. In 6 months, I had lost 99 pounds, and I was 1 pound from being in Wonderland. So I was down to 101 pounds and had a very successful first year. At that point, we found out that we were blessed with a third child, and I had to have my lap band unfilled. So I basically had to put my whole weight loss journey on hold for that. Fast forward about 7 years, 2 hospitalizations, one of them with dehydration and one of them was esophageal strictures, dilations, and malnutrition. I was vitamin D and vitamin B12 deficient. Not to mention, pretty much the only thing that I could drink was wine most days. And if I was lucky, I could eat. Never touched carbs because there was no way it was going down, and heaven forbid I ever think about having a salad. So my quality of life was pretty much nothing. My children at this time, I had 3. Actually, I had 4 by now, and they were getting used to mommy would eat and then go to the bathroom and throw up what she had just eaten. And I wasn't bulimic. Because the stuff never went into my stomach. It got stuck at the top of my band. My stricture, basically, I didn't have anything in my band. My band was completely empty, but yet my band was acting as if it was almost completely closed. So my surgeon at the time had retired and recommended me to another surgeon. So I went to another wonderful man who said, yes, this has to go for your own quality of life. And if we're in there and we can do a sleeve revision, we're going to do one for you because we understand the importance behind it and why you did it to begin with. I had also made sure that we weren't going to have any more children so I could be successful the second time around. So here I was. I had regained 60 pounds and I was unable to eat, and I had thoroughly malnourished my body for multiple years. I go in July of 2014, and I have my lap band removed, my gallbladder removed, and we went ahead and did a revision to the sleeve. And I will tell you, from that point forward, my quality of life improved. Yes, eating and drinking the sleeve was slightly different because I'd had the band for 7 years. I either knew I couldn't drink or couldn't eat, or I was always eating something that was too big. Neither here nor there. I had to learn how to eat again. And things that I had not eaten in years, I suddenly could eat. So some of my bad eating habits had come back. So I had to really refocus on my intentional meal planning and my intentional eating. And in December last year, in 2015, I had been approached by one of my dear friends who's a Plexus ambassador, and she said, hey, have you ever thought about trying Plexus? Well, at the time, I had just started vitamin D supplements again at 5,000 units daily, and I had just started B12 shots again because my body was also finding deficiencies. I was still on the low side of normal. I wasn't completely deficient, but I was definitely right on that borderline, enough that my doctor felt the need to prescribe those again. So I did a little bit of research. Over the year and a half since I had the sleeve, I had started to gain a little bit of the weight back that I had lost. I was back down to my lowest, but I was probably back up about 25 pounds after a year and a half of having the sleeve, and I wasn't happy with that. So I decided to go ahead and take a look at this Plexus stuff, but I knew more than anything, my body was pretty well screwed up from the last 8 years, and I needed something that was going to help make it whole again get to the root cause of whatever my issues were. And if I never lost another pound, I was completely okay with that because I had my quality of life back. But at this point, I wanted to be healthy. I want to be around for my children. I wanted to have the adult acne gone. I wanted to have decent hair again, decent nails again. Like, I just wanted to be normal. That's all I really wanted. So I started taking the Triplex February 1st, February 2nd, 4th, right around there of 2016. So I've almost been on the Triplex for an entire year. Shortly after starting Triplex, I did start X Factor and the Omega X. Now let me tell you what I got. When I got Triplex, the Triplex came obviously with the Slim, the BioCleanse, and the probiotic. And I had been on a probiotic for 6 months. So I thought, okay, there is nothing that's going to get me these detox symptoms people tell me about, this die-off. I'm a shoo-in. I haven't had soda in at this point, 8 years. I wasn't eating sweets. I wasn't eating breads. Like, there was still, I was eating well. And if you put me up against a nutritionist, I could hold my own with a nutritionist. So I wasn't concerned about the eating side of it. I just knew that I had to fix some of my old habits. I had to ditch my sweet tea. But I knew my gut needed the health more than anything. And if I could avoid the vitamin deficiencies, the shots and the supplements, that was super key to me. So I decided that I would start the Triplex. And let me tell you, I kind of wish that I'd had the Triplex to begin with when I did the band. I sure wish I had it when I started the sleeve. And I know most Lapband patients, you can't take a supplement that's larger than a baby aspirin. So the Slim itself, you'd have no problem drinking because it's just, it's a water mix. So that'd be great. But I know when you're dealing with a Lapband, you can't take anything larger than a baby aspirin. So any of the supplements that Plexus has are perfectly fine to consume, but to make sure that it passes through your band and doesn't get stuck, it's best that you break the capsule up and sprinkle it over food, like with your morning yogurt or with your evening mashed potatoes. There's no flavor to our supplements, so other than a slight textural difference, as long as you make sure that you ingest all of it and you don't leave 2 or 3 bites sitting there on the plate, you're probably fine. I personally would recommend, to ensure that you got all of them, that you took a little teaspoon of whatever you're eating, mixed that up all together, take those 2 or 3 bites. It might be gritty, it might be slightly different, but you know you're getting the benefits of all of it before you reach the point where you can't consume anymore, because I do know that you have a limited stomach. Okay. With my gastric sleeve, I have no problems. I can take the full supplements. Nothing gets stuck. I don't have any issues with acid reflux anymore. Since starting the Triplex, I sleep better. My skin and nails are stronger. I no longer am vitamin D or vitamin B12 deficient, so I'm not on any more supplements. My cholesterol levels have improved, and the best part, my hormones have regulated. I also don't find myself hungry in the afternoon. I'm no longer hangry when I get home from work, and I'm sleeping so much better. Like, my overall quality of life has improved dramatically just by taking the X Factor, the Mega X, and the Triplex. If I never do anything else with Plexus, but take these 3 products, or these, I guess, 5 products officially, I will take them for the rest of my life because they are that good. And I believe firmly that anybody who's gone through any kind of weight loss surgery or any major change to their diet for medical reasons should be taking these products. They truly are life-changing. They truly get to the root cause. They dealt with all of my internal inflammation. They cleared out my gut, all the negative work that I had done on it. I had reached a point where I wasn't even regular anymore. I was almost dependent upon laxatives, softeners, to make sure that I went to the bathroom every other day because my diet was clogging up the pipes. I don't have that problem anymore. Guys, if you're not on the Triplex and you've had weight loss surgery, if you're not on the X Factor and you're vitamin deficient, if you're not sleeping, you need the X Factor, the Omega X, and the Triplex. This will get to the root cause of whatever is holding up your weight loss, of whatever is triggering your cravings, of whatever is preventing you to reach the health goals that you want. Trust me. But I also want you to know, and I want to be very honest with you, when I first started the Triplex, as with many weight loss surgery patients, we have done so much internal damage to our piping because of our nutrition or lack of nutrition, that you will have slower results in the beginning. And I want to be very clear about this. It needs to fix what you have done wrong. It needs to repair your body. When it is done repairing it, and it is done fixing it and making it whole again and healthy again, you will start seeing the results that you want. So if you commit to this, I challenge every one of you weight loss surgery patients, commit to 60 to 90 days. You have a 60-day money back guarantee, so why not? Commit. Go all in. Be consistent, and you will start to see the results that you want, and you will start feeling amazing. No more reflux. No more vitamin deficiencies. Better sleep, no more aches and pains. You're not going to be craving those sugars. I even found myself craving less alcohol, and alcohol has started to become a vice for me. So guys, I am coming to you honestly saying, I am back down 20 pounds. Took me a year, but I'm back down 20 pounds. I am consistently losing weight again. I am eating right. My body is healthy. My cholesterol, my CBC, everything is on par for the first time in 8 years. Trust me. Go speak to your Plexus representative. Get yourself some of this great stuff. You will be surprised how much money you will save and how much more amazing you are going to feel. Again, I'm Shara, Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. This is my personal testimony, and if you have any questions about any of these products, please feel free to message me. I'm more than willing to speak to you about them and see if we can't make a custom fit product or a custom fit regime just for you.